Hi, this is Lady Lex UK and this is a tutorial for Dreams. I just thought I'd show you this little gadgety, contraption-y thing that I made. I was trying to solve a problem which, and I haven't managed it, but I thought I would show you what I've made anyway, because it's sort of interesting and fun and shows off the randomizer. So I thought I will show you. During the beta, it occurred to me that trying to populate, say, a village full of villagers all randomly doing stuff is going to be a problem in Dreams, because to create unique characters means you can't clone them. You can have lots and lots of villagers in your village as long as they all look the same, but as soon as you start having variations with different outfits, different colour combinations, all sorts of things like that, then you can't have cloning. You have to put in individual sculpts, individual mannequins, and as you do that, you're just adding to the graphics thermo over and over and over, and you can quickly escalate so that you haven't got even room to put in your houses, never mind lots of villagers. So I thought maybe to save a problem with that, you could create a randomizer within a puppet so that you can create random characters with random outfits on from just one mannequin. And so I built it, and here it is. Now, during the beta, I think we were all concerned about the graphics thermo, because that's what we could see escalating really quickly as we were building stuff, and we hadn't really got into the other thermometers that are being shown. And the problem with this system is not the graphics thermo. I have solved the graphics thermo problem. Absolutely, you can create loads of characters, and the graphics thermo will not increase. It will stay exactly the same as it is. That isn't the problem. It's the gameplay thermo. The gameplay thermo doesn't work the same as the sculpting thermo. So if you repeat a microchip, it doesn't go, I already know this microchip, so therefore I won't add to the thermo. No, it regards it as a completely separate microchip, doing separate things. It's running independently of all the other microchips. So if you've got 2% gameplay in a character and you make 10 of them, you've suddenly got 20% gameplay. So that's the problem with this, is that it doesn't solve the problem. It just moves the problem to a different thermometer. So we solved the graphics issue, but we've got a gameplay issue now, and the gameplay thermo will increase until you can't add any more characters. In fact, the amount of characters you can actually add in a game with active microchips is not very many at all. It gives you warning signals pretty quickly. I think I can get about 20 characters in here before it starts really screaming at me. So let's have a look and see what I've made. Right, random characters then. I have an emitter. It's going to emit 10 characters at a time. And here we have our selection. As you can see, they're all very brightly coloured in random clothing. We've got a few boys and some girls. Let's just do it again. Right, they're all in different outfits now. Different amount of boys and girls. I think you can see that it's random. Green trousers on that, and a pink skirt. A girl all in white. No green trousers at all. Still got a girl in white. But I think that was a girl before. 2 green trousers, black trousers. The girl in white is no longer there. We've got a girl in white and blue. So there we go. Random characters. They are definitely random. It is working. It's just in terms of the gameplay, it's 2% and 3% until you play. So we'll play, and then go into edit, and you'll see it's 20%, because I've got 10 of them and they're 2% each. So we're adding to the gameplay with each character. But they are random, so let me show you how that is done. I've stuck a microchip in the Puppet Logic Brain. I subdivided it because I had one for clothes, one for hair, one for eyes, one for face, and all sorts of things like that. But I've just kept the clothes one to make it simple to show you. Right, okay, so I've created a randomizer. Let me just rewind to the beginning, and I'm going to preview my invisibility, and I'm going to get rid of this emitter because I want to show you the mannequin easily, and the emitter causes all sorts of problems. Right, okay, here is my mannequin. As you can see, she's got two outfits on at the same time. Or she, they've got two outfits on at the same time, a skirt and a pair of trousers. If I go into that skirt and go into physical properties, you'll see that in normal mode it is invisible. So both the trouser bottoms here and that skirt are normally invisible items, and what is turning the visibility on is in this microchip. Right, let's have a look at the microchip. So the microchip has a little timer in it. This timer has a 0.1 second time on it, and it is wired into this randomizer and this randomizer. This one does the bottoms and this one does the tops. The tops are always the same. They've all got the same tops. All I'm interested in here is changing the colour. So I have got 3 options coming out of our randomizer, and A is going to this keyframe, which is making the top white. I think you can see that from here. This one making the top red, this one making the top blue. Obviously you can add as many of these as you like, up to 10 options. Randomizer will only give you 10 options, a bit like the selector, exactly the same. Right, so let's look at the bottoms then. The bottom, we've got a skirt or a pair of trousers. So all I'm doing is I've got a keyframe, and that is affecting the skirt, making it visible, and the trousers making them invisible, just in case they've been turned on previously. So on for the skirt, off for the trousers, and the opposite for the trousers. So on for the trousers, off for the skirt. That's what those keyframes are doing. There's also a wire going from that output A for the skirt into another randomizer. This time, this is the skirt color randomizer, and I've chosen 4 different colors for the skirt. So it's exactly the same. There's a red skirt, a pink skirt, a blue skirt, and a white skirt. And the way you do that is when you put your keyframe down, just go into the skirt. There you go. And you can change the tint color here and the tint amount here, and you'll get the color. So if I pick the pink, go in, it says it's purple. That's because I didn't move that up to there. If I moved that up to there, then it would show up as purple, but as it is, it's showing up as pink. So that's what these keyframes are doing. Same with the trousers. So if you've chosen trousers, which is the B output, it's going to start this randomizer, and this is going to choose black trousers, red trousers, yellow trousers, or green trousers. And that's it. That's basically it. It's randomizing the outfits based on colour and whether it's a skirt or a pair of trousers. Now you can easily run another randomizer. I suggest you put them in another microchip that could do hair, heads, whole heads, noses. Just change the noses on a load of characters. That can make a big difference. Change the actual face. If you just have face sculpts, you can have just one head but lots of different face sculpts, and you use visibility on those. You could actually have a completely random selection of people in your level. And how useful that is in your level will depend how much gameplay you have elsewhere. But I think it was quite good for randomizing. If you want to keep your graphics thermo down and your gameplay thermo is not too bad, then this is a really good method for randomizing. And you're not actually adding that much graphics just by doing this either, really. Not at all. I mean, I've made this very, very simple, but if you can get a character down to 3 or 4%, adding some extra additions, you could probably do something with quite a lot of complexity for under 10. And that would be it. You wouldn't have any more graphics added on how many you add to the characters. These microchips here for the puppets, they seem to stick at 2%. They don't really go that high, so that should be alright. It'll just be 2% for every one that you add. Now, I removed the emitter. Let me put the emitter back in. I'll show you what the emitter does. You could clone. Let's just come out. You could just... Oh, hang on. I just closed the top. I don't want to do that. You could just clone your character like this. Plonk them all over the world where you want them. And there we go. They will randomize. Like so. Now, you can see both outfits at the moment because I've got the preview visibility on, but there you go. If I turn that off, you'll see they are all different outfits. There we go. There's your random characters. Or you can use an emitter. So let's remove that. I'm going to put an emitter in. So I'm going to change my emitter. It's going to produce one every 0.1 seconds, which is the same as our timer. So it should produce a completely different outfit depending on the random selections here. I wouldn't recommend emitting any more than 15 at a time. It can get a little bit funny. It doesn't like a lot more than that. Funnily enough, I can't do more than 15, but if I was to clone 5 or 6 and emitted 15, it would be fine with that. If I try to emit 20, it doesn't like it at all. So it is a bit weird, I will say, how these things work. There we go. That's emitted lots now, like so. And I've got a counter so that I can count how many. So I've gone from the object just emitted into a counter, and I've got a display so I can see how many. Yeah, that's 15. And as you can see, they are all different. Let me do it again. There we are. Now, obviously, I've emitted people, but you could random people. This method, choosing a random selection of things with different colours and everything, could apply to props. It doesn't have to apply to people at all. And of course, gameplay thermo might be very, very low for a prop because it probably hasn't got any gameplay in it. In which case, this is a very good way of getting a random selection of things looking in your level. There we go. And as you can see, gameplay 29%. With 15 to just sly of the 30 we're expecting, but it's pretty much 2% each, which is what is in the original mannequin. There you go. Might be useful. Hope it is. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.